that being said, it is 7:18 and I'm going to call this meeting to order.
Okay.
For those of you that do not know me, my name is Julie Chetney. This is, oh my gosh, my 8th year on the board. I did have a year where I also sunsetted and I am back. And so this year you have me as board president. I'm very thrilled to have this role. Not exactly sure that it ever kind of would have happened, and gonna say not exactly always comfortable being in the spotlight, but I absolutely love this regional center. Everything about it, the services for all of our individuals served, the all the support for the families and everything that is done for our staff and everything. So I couldn't be more thrilled to be here and to have this opportunity to serve such a wonderful organization. So that being said, let's see, I need to go over to my board agenda. Let's take a look at the agenda for today. It's Wednesday, July 26th, 2023. My goodness gracious, I feel like I've blinked and it's gone by. Do we have additions to tonight's agenda? Not hearing or seeing any. I'm going to move right along, and Erica, can you please do roll call?
So in an effort to save time, I'm going to let you know that everybody's here. We have nobody missing today.
Wonderful. Thank you for that. And that does save time. You're right. Okay, I appreciate that. Let us then take a look at the minutes from the last board meeting in June of 2023. Every board member had a chance to review those minutes prior to today's meeting. Do I have a motion to accept the minutes as written?
I'll make the motion to accept.
Thank you, Bill. Do I have a second? Thank you, Sam. I appreciate that. Do we have any discussion on those minutes?
I got it, man.
You got it?
Yeah.
Wonderful. Thank you, Richard.
Sorry, Julie. Sam, because you were not at the meeting last time as a board director, you can't second for today, but you can absolutely second next time. But thank you.
Oh, you're absolutely right. Thank you so much.
Go ahead and second that.
Thank you, Trish. I appreciate it. Okay, any discussion on those minutes? Okay, all right. All in favor of approving the minutes as written for June 2023, please say or raise your hand. Please say aye or raise your hand.
Raise your hand.
Aye.
Raise your hand.
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions?
Okay, Mommy.
Wonderful. Okay, thank you so much. The motion carries. Okay, moving along. Do we have any public input tonight?
Yes, first we have Carl Argila.
Great, wonderful. Thank you so much, Carl.
Ms. Gomez, am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Great, thank you so much. As you know, my name is Carl Argila. I am the father of Cavan Argila and Gerardo Argila, intellectually disabled deaf of the San Gabriel Regional Center. Tonight's board meeting, including my comments, are being recorded under the provisions of the Bagley-Keene Act that will be posted for public review on my blog at www.sgprc.net. And I guess first I'll congratulate Ms. Chetney. I was interested in hearing your very positive comments about your experience at the regional center. And I'm so sorry you weren't available to help my family when my son was homeless for 13 months under the care of the regional center at such a steep point. But I do want to make a brief compliment to Mr. Weller and his administration. As the board knows, my son Gerardo Argila is on the self-determination program, and his self-determination program came up for renewal at the end of June. And the staff involved simply did their job, and they renewed my son's services, and there was no drama, and there was no retaliation against me. They did what they were supposed to do. So in the legacy of Keith Penman, it's surprising to me that this regional center just did the job without retaliation. So thank you to the staff. I would also like to remind the board that on June 27th of 2023, we completed a mediation agreement, your agency and me. And item number 5 of this mediation agreement states, service agency will attempt to have claimant assigned a service coordinator. So for your information, we still do not have a deaf service coordinator. It would be really nice if Dr. Weller would advise us as to what the status is. But most importantly, as I do every month, I'm asking once again that you terminate your conservatorship of my son, Cavan Argila. Your conservatorship of my son is inflicting grave harm on him, and it is imperative that this board take immediate action to protect my son from further harm under your conservatorship. I also request that the official minutes of the board meeting accurately state that I'm requesting that San Diego Pomona Regional Center terminate their conservatorship of my son, Cavan Argila. And finally, Mr. Abramowitz, would you please take note? I'd like to remind this board that there is currently a class action lawsuit against the Department of Developmental Services and Regional Center on behalf of 5,000 deaf clients who were not provided equal access to services. That includes my 2 children. So please note that there is an important date by which clients can opt out of the proposed settlement. It is really, really important that clients get that notice and that clients drop out of the proposed settlement, which is not in their best interest. So it's great that Mr. Abramowitz is here to advise the agency accordingly. And so that concludes my comments for this evening. So thank you so much for listening to me again.
Thank you so much for those important comments. Do we have any other persons offering public comment tonight?
Yes, we have Mary Soldato.
Go ahead, Mary.
Hi, Julie. I just appreciate everybody for their get well wishes and their concern about me being ill. I was ill with pneumonia and the flu, and I had to be rushed to the hospital. And I was in intensive care for 4 days, I guess. And I survived. I am very happy to be back in my house and with Sherry here and everyone.
What do you want to say about me?
I appreciate being on the board. I appreciate you having me all these years. I even helped Keith when he was president, and
Can't wait to be back.
can't wait to be back. But I appreciate the vacation. Okay,
Thank
Thank
you
you.
so much.
I'll see you at next meeting at the client service. Okay, thank you.
Thank you so much, Mary. Erica, do we have anyone else?
No, we don't. But I do want to let you know that usually Albert from State Council comes and does public input. He
Correct.
couldn't be here today, but he did send me the documents during your meeting materials folder if anybody wants to reference them.
Oh, that's wonderful. Thank you so much. Yes, he does usually come, doesn't he? All right. Okay, moving right along. Tonight is one of our annual board trainings. So we do have that coming up on our agenda. So we are a little short on some of the other items that we would normally have. So I'm going to ask for an update from the Advisory Committee for Individuals Served and Their Families from our new chair, Jay Dixon.
Hi everybody. I have one important agenda. So we just approved the Advisory Committee Board for Family Service just approved the vendors insurance policy, and I would like to put in front of the board for their approval. So do we have? I want to do I have a motion to accept the insurance policy?
What's
So
in the
if someone-
policy?
excuse me.
I mean, I can't approve it if I don't know what's in it.
Oh, it's got. Eric, I want to go ahead.
Yeah, I can help or Lucina either. Just to give context, this insurance provider policy has been reviewed here before. What this is about, this is our policy for vendors for the insurance requirements. And we updated some of the language used. The amounts have remained the same in the policy. And we've been working with our vendor advisory committee, individuals and families served, to collect any feedback. And the last board meeting, we realized that the vendor advisory committee didn't have a chance to do a final review and an approval to move forward. So we went back through again, and the vendor advisory committee supported the policy to move forward. So at this point, it's ready to go. All the information's in there. It's everything we've always implemented. The amounts have not changed. The only addition that we'll see in this policy is the practices around insurance for the transportation component. We got that centralized in there, and we updated the language. I think we removed the word consumer, and we relied on individual served. So really minor changes, but we vetted it through all of our committees. And this is just another round to make sure that everybody is supportive of the process. The last comments we just got right before this meeting was talking about kind of the concerns on the insurance premiums for providers, how costly the insurance is. And there was a question on the aggregate amounts to see if there's any fluctuation there depending on the size of the business, which we were able to clarify in some areas, which we are able to. But that's the context of this particular policy that's gone through here. This is the second time through the board this evening.
And then Bruce, in 2005, it was a board resolution approved and signed by Paul. I don't know his last name. It's in your packet though. It's in the documents you have tonight. And now instead of being a resolution, we're calling it we're calling it a policy. And just, it spells out most of the details. And the original one in 2005 did not. But if you look back in 2005, at that time, we were requiring additionally insured. And so it just spells out the details. And, we went through, as Jesse said, individual and family served, went to the vendor advisory at least a couple of times. And so we've gotten a lot of reviews, a lot of feedback, and we included that in the policies. And they are in your materials tonight.
Well, I didn't see it. What did our insurance agents say? You must have consulted.
Yeah, we did consult with them. They thought we were correct and on board with the limitations and the details and the items that we were asking for.
And we didn't do any increases at this time to our amounts that we offer at this juncture. And the feedback we got into is that we're aligned with other regional centers. We got some feedback that it matches other regional center requirements as well. So we're right in that ballpark. But what we do is look at the amount of claims that do come in when regional center is named, the ones that we're aware of, and our broker does an analysis, and then they advise us annually to see if we need to go higher, if we're getting into an area, because we never want to be without coverage for a particular claim. And so far we haven't ran into any of those issues. And so it's an annual, it'll be coming up again soon for us to look at at least for regional center, the coverage, but we've done a lot of vetting on that end as well.
Yeah, okay.
We didn't get a copy of that in our board packet.
Yeah, we didn't.
Erica, where is it located on the folder? Or we can...
In the folder, yeah.
It's in your meeting materials folder. It was there today. It was there last month. It's called, let me look at it. So inside of your folder, there's another folder, and it's called, let me see.
Service providers draft insurance policy.
Yeah.
And it's highlighted
Yeah.
When you open your meeting materials folder, there's a few folders, and that
Yeah.
one is called Service Provider Draft Insurance Policy. If you open that folder, you'll see the resolution from 2005 and the policy that they're asking you to review and approve today.
Thank you.
Now we're getting additional insured endorsements naming us from each vendor. Are we getting certificates from the vendors too?
Yes, we're the
Certificates
certificate holder. We are the certificate holder, so that if they do cancel, we do get notified.
Good. All right.
Yeah. And those type of details that I think some vendors weren't sure, but we clarify that we have to be the certificate holder, and we have to be additionally insured.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Do we have 30 days notice in case of cancellation?
Yeah.
Bruce, the other feedback that came on that topic too, as I'm reflecting, was that there was some inconsistencies with different insurance carriers of how they completed that form. And so our vendor advisory community asked if we could work with our broker and if there's a discrepancy to make sure that we have a uniform way, because our providers shared with us that they don't mind giving us the information, but sometimes somebody wants it in a different location or a different spot, and then we were doing follow-up. And so I believe we put together a mock one, that way it can show the location. Did we get that out, Lucina?
Not yet. We're waiting for this policy to be approved. Okay. And the other thing that we are asking is we are going to ask for written permission from our vendors to contact the insurance broker.
Their insurance broker.
Their insurance broker, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, because we want to make sure that that they are the ones who pay for that policy, and if we need to speak to the broker, they need to give us permission. And so we did clarify that. And we did a form for them to sign to that effect.
Yeah, just as long as we don't have to pay their defense costs in case they have a claim.
Right. That's why that's why we're additionally insured.
Yeah. Right. Okay.
So do I have a motion to accept the insurance policy?
I will make that motion.